Okay, Hero Squad, prospecting with a niche. Here we go. So I'm going to just use my company as an example. When I ran Ebway Creative, we decided to focus on HVAC contractors, heating and air conditioning contractors. Okay, just never mind my spell. So that's who I want to sell stuff to. That's my goal. That's my target. Now, I had a couple choices, right? I can pick up the phone and I can dial for dollars and I can make 100 calls and maybe sell one or two deals. Or if you're really good, 5 or 6 deals, right? The problem with it, or I could try to create some marketing message and go after them with email or landing pages. But the problem here is I literally have to contact thousands just to get a few. Right. This is a losing scenario. I don't like doing that, and I don't recommend that you do that. And this is the problem with a lot of people that are focusing on niches is they don't really even know how the niche works. And so that's why I'm creating this video to show you that if you do your proper research, it gets really easy. So I researched the industry and I found out, how do you become a contractor? Where do you go to get licensed? Who do you buy your product from? You know, how does this whole industry work? I went online, I did some Google searching to find out what was going on, and I made some telephone calls to find out what was going on, and I did some interview calls. So not a huge problem there, just doing market research and finding out how something works. This is what I found out. I found out that up here you have a manufacturer, okay? The manufacturer actually creates the product. What they do then is they then sell that product to what's called distributors, okay? And these distributors have territory managers that work for them. I'm just going to get this on. Okay, so what happens is I'm learning that there's a hierarchy here of how things work, right? Same deal for all these guys. Manufacturer makes the product, they give it to the distributor lets the territory manager be in charge of getting that product to all of their dealers, or we'll say the HVAC contractor. Okay, and so literally this territory manager here, this guy could have 100 of them, this guy could have 200, this guy might have 50, this guy might have 500. You might meet a guy over here that's in charge of all of Colorado, right? And this guy's in charge of all of Arizona, okay? These guys can have hundreds, if not thousands, of customers, thousands of HVAC dealers that are underneath them. So where's my gold mine? It's right here. This is my gold mine. This is where I want to focus. This is where I want to become. These are my friends. How do I get there? My doorway is here. This is my doorway. So something to remember, I don't want to go directly to manufacturer. That's a bad idea. Manufacturers, companies like Carrier North America, Train, Rheem, Rude, these are billion-dollar companies. You're not going to get to the decision maker. When I had Ebway, we were not a multi-million-dollar web agency, so there's no way those guys were going to even give us the time of day. They're too big. They're at the top of the totem pole. So I focused here. This was my focus on distributors, right? And the distributors are going to give me the territory managers. So then it became a very easy process of me going to the distributor and asking them questions. How do they communicate deals to their local contractors? How does it work, right? So I started to find out a couple things. I found out that all of these distributors, they would have these events, right? And sometimes they were monthly, and the events were run by the territory managers. Go figure. So my goal, and we don't have to go over the whole strategy, but my goal was very simple. I want to create an offer with the TM that can be given to all of the dealers, right? All of the HVAC guys. I don't want to create an offer and go direct. That's a bad way to do it. I want to create the offer, give it to the territory manager, and let him open the door for me. And then these guys can reach back out to me for a phone call, an email, whatever, right? So once you understand the industry, I found out that once a month there's a meeting, and that twice a year there's a big event. I found all this stuff, and then I would go there. I would go to these things, right? I would do free, how to optimize your site, stuff like that. But basically what I would do is I would get a hold, once I had a territory manager or a distributor, once I had a distributor or a territory manager, I could ask them, all of these dealers that you guys have, all these HVAC guys, what are they asking for, right? Do they want websites? Do they want SEO, PPC? And maybe I'm just using acronyms, but what's their problem? And once I identified what the problem was and I came up with a solution, then that was my pitch, right? So now I take the territory manager and I give him, here's my solution to your problem. Boom, boom. And then he introduces me to my customers. It's super simple. But what you have to do is first you have to find out how your market works. Where does it start? Then who does it go to, right? And so let's use another example, and it fans out. Let's use another example. Let's say you want to go after dentists, and I'm spitballing here. Let's say you want to go after dentists. First, research, how do I become a dentist? What kind of stuff is involved? What's the business case? Like, you can figure out how dentistry works and then maybe even make some calls or attend a conference or two. Like, learn about the industry. If you don't know about the industry, you can't help it. So once I pick dentists and I figure all of this stuff out, then I can look for, do they all use a similar software, right? Do they all get their products from somewhere? Do they all, what are all of these guys using that I could attack and come in as a partner for? So if all of the dentists are using a certain CRM or maybe an appointment app, right, then I would go not to the dentists, right? Not to these guys directly. I would first start here, see if I can start adding some value and get these guys to introduce me here. So you have to figure out how things work. When I found out that, hey, all of these local HVAC guys, these thousands of contractors, all of them talk to territory managers, then I found out, okay, cool, that's my in right there. So where do these guys hang out? What software do they use? What's similar about them? How do I put myself in their shoes so I can get in front of them? So I hope that's helped. I mean, I'm just drawing stuff on paper. I know it's a little sporadic, but I think this is the key right here. I mean, this is the big creme de la creme. You figure out how it works, then you can figure out your entry point. So I hope that helps. Real quick little video for you guys. We got more coming. Thanks for being a part of the Hero Squad. Have a great day.